This video describes intervals of functions as increasing, constant, or decreasing. If a graph is increasing, you can say that it's positive, and if it's decreasing, you can also say that it's negative. Graphs are often used to represent various types of functions. You can use graphs to understand the properties of a function across various intervals. This graph shows the speed of a car over time. You have time in seconds on the x-axis, and you have the speed of the car in miles per hour on the y-axis. Let's take a look at each section of the graph and describe what's happening in words. The first interval we'll look at is the interval between x equals 0 and x equals 14. Initially, the car is stopped, maybe at a stop sign. We can tell this because at 0 seconds, the car is moving at 0 miles per hour. As the car moves through the intersection, the speed increases. So we've got this relationship here where as x increases, y increases, or as the time in seconds increase, so does the speed of the car. When we look at this graph from left to right in this interval, we see that the line is going uphill. We say that the graph is increasing from 0 to 14. Notice too that the line is not a straight line, it's a curve. So this means that the relationship here, or the graph here, is not a linear relationship. Now let's take a look at another section of the graph, or another interval. This time we'll focus on values between x equals 14 and x equals 57 seconds. During this time, you notice up here that the graph is a horizontal line. It's not increasing nor decreasing. It's what we would call constant. The car has reached a certain speed, in this case 60 miles per hour, and it's unchanging. That leaves us with one more interval to look at, and that would be from 57 seconds, or x equals 57, to x equals 67 seconds. Here we can see something different happening. As we look at the graph from left to right, we see that it's going downhill, or as the values of x are increasing, the values of y are now decreasing. We say that the graph on this interval from 57 to 67 seconds is decreasing. Now let's look over here where we've listed increasing, constant, and decreasing. Increasing, if we were looking at that as a picture, would look like this. It's going uphill as you read left to right. Constant, we said, is a horizontal line, or a flat line. There's no change. It's not increasing nor decreasing. Decreasing is going to be, as we look at it from left to right, we're going down, or downhill. Let's take a look at something else. Here's a table of values. The ordered pairs are -1, -4, 0, -1, 1, 0, and 2, -1. The question is, based on the table of values, can you tell if the function is increasing or decreasing? Look first at your input values, your x values. As you go from -1 to 0, 0 to 1, and 1 to 2, these values are getting larger or increasing. Now take a look at your output values, or your y values. As you go from -4 to -1, the numbers are getting bigger. -1 to 0, still increasing. But what happens at 0? At 0, from 0 to -1, the numbers are decreasing. Now you know a little bit more about describing functions using a graph or table. See you next time!